welcome back. I feel like it's been so long since I did a regular sit-down fashion related video. I don't know, I just felt like it was getting very redundant. Maybe I was just sick of summer trends. I don't know. Fall is like the optimal time to play with different types of trends. It's so versatile, so I'm really excited. I want to incorporate both guy and girl trends. I feel like I personally often look at men's fashion trends or like get inspiration from what guys wear. So the first trend, I think this has been overarching in terms of a lot of the trends that I'll be mentioning, but it's the prevalence of black and brown colors. We do see darker tones in the fall and winter, but I feel like there's been a great shift into more minimal but also matching the black and brown together. A shift away from the reds we've been seeing. Everyone's been talking about red and I'm just like, bro, I was already sick of the red in the summer. This is just personal, guys, but I don't know. The red, the burgundy, I'm kind of over it, and I think that was more last year, and this year, if we're looking more forward, I think we're gonna be more honed into these darker muted tones, like literally black and brown. I think this has to do with the fact that leather's also been very prevalent in runways, or just what I've seen, and I think, you know, obviously leather is often in brown or black, so being able to play with those sort of textures and those colors I've seen a lot, and it's so easy to just pair black and black. And usually I'm not a black wearer. I say this as I'm wearing a black top, but I think I've been leaning more into these more darker tones, and an all black look I think is so chic and minimal. Playing with different accessories or textures, like I mentioned, leather I think would be great. Different silhouettes of these monochrome looks and darker looks, but adding subtle details with accessories has been very prevalent. You're able to have a refreshing take on this more minimal style. Next, okay, this, I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this, and I think this is more of my deductions from researching and just seeing what fashion houses have been posting, and I've been seeing a lot of hints of blue, which I guess last year would have been hints of red. I think this year it's going to be hints of blue. I love this. It's just tiny details that I personally am in love with. I love subtleties, and having an all black look or all brown look or any sort of more muted tone with a hint of color, but this time around being blue, I just love. And I do think we saw blue and like periwinkle in the summer, but I've been seeing a lot of photos from the runways that include this pop of blue, and I just think it's such a nice and refreshing touch. You can add a little bit of personal style and character, and it creates contrast with the overall look, and it makes it look more interesting, whether you use blue for layering like under a black top so it peeks through a little bit, or with like a bag, or even like on your socks. I saw someone do that. I love that, and I just think it's this is cool. Like, just little things matter, and from what I can see, blue is that color this season. Okay, I guess that kind of leads into my second trend, which is somewhat similar. Along with these hints of blues, I've also seen hints of subtle sparkles, and this is something that I also love. I don't know how many times I can repeat myself, but the tiny details are really what makes an outfit for me. I am not someone to wear something super extravagant, so these tiny details really help me make the outfit and style the outfit in a more comfortable way, and being able to like wear it out on a more casual day-to-day basis. So with that, like subtle sparkles I think are a great way to do it. It catches your eye but not too much where it's too over the top. So I've seen these in buttons or studs. Studs are coming back like full swing, I'd say. I don't know, what was it before studs? Like, I know I'm like missing what I think it is, but studs, before studs. Oh, you know what it was before? It used to be the little rock studs, like the ones like Valentino has, like those sort of studs. I think that was all the hype probably like 10 years ago, and now we're seeing studs. I think it's more so these rounded studs or the crystal studs, but we are somewhat used to using different types of studs in our clothing, and I really think this is a different take on that. I personally have been looking for a black studded or sparkly bag, like a shoulder bag. I think that would add so much to a look, whether I'm wearing literally all black and just having that as a little detail, I think will make the outfit. Also on their shoes, I know the Alaya ballet flat have been sort of trending, and that, you know, incorporates the studs. I think it just is carrying on into the winter, and a fun way to incorporate that is with, you know, your bags rather than wearing, you know, mesh flats. So incorporating that I just think is so cute. I love it. I really hope I am able to find a more, you know, metallic studded bag, and I just love it. The subtle sparkle is definitely a trend that I am really looking for. That takes me to another trend, charms on shoes. We've been seeing charms on our bags, especially Miu Miu really introducing that, or rather reintroducing that, but I've also seen a shift to our shoes, like I mentioned, whether that's with like studded ballet flats or actually adding little sparkles or little personal accessories yourself. I've done this with my Adidas shoes. Actually, I added little pins, and I think it just adds something different. We're so used to everyone wearing the same thing. I think everyone has a Samba, everyone has an Adidas shoe. So being able to add your own touch, and with the fact that these more subtle sparkles and studs are trending more this season, I think that would be a great way to incorporate it. And I personally think, I don't know, whenever I wear those shoes now, I love it. It just is something slightly different, and I think, I don't know, it just makes you look stylish, and like you try it a little more and it catches your eye. Maybe no one even notices, but it's just something that I personally really like. I have like a whole bunch of those pins and like studs, so I was thinking about even adding that to my clothes, whether it's like this one, you know, or anything really, and just adding a little bit something different. Super fun and playing into the trend as well. This next trend, it's funny to say it's a trend because it's always trending every fall, but suede. Obviously leather and suede is always sort of prevalent in the fall, but I've been seeing it a lot, and especially the more like tan tone suede. Maybe it's the fact that more of this western country-ish vibe is an overarching theme this season and in the past. So it's natural to incorporate a lot more of those tan beige tones into our clothing, and obviously suede has that. People have been incorporating suede in their bags or their suede jackets. I was even looking into like a longer coat that's a suede texture, a little bit different because it's, you know, very long and not the super short ones. But yeah, that or like the barn coats. I think again this has to do with more of this countryside vibe theme that we've been seeing. Really wanting to get one, but I have this top. Of course this is not your quote-unquote barn top, barn coat, but like the only thing missing is like the contrast here. And I guess this is also a trend that I talked about in the past, but like the contrast stitching and like contrast in your clothing. And in these barn jackets, often there's like a contrast on the collar or the sleeves, so I personally really like that. I saw a few from Mango that I was really interested in. I'll link them below, but just like this more barny style, barn-like style, more like countryside-esque, I have been seeing a lot. And another thing about them is that they have to be oversized, or from what I've seen they are often oversized. Really comfortable to just put on and off, and I think it's very practical. Also, I think incorporating these sort of tones in our shoes, because of this trend of more slim, sleeker shoes, we're gonna see it in the fall as well, whether that's with loafers or ballet flats. I've been seeing it in suede and leather. Personally, I'm looking for like a suede or more so of like brown leather, like polished loafer. So it's very practical and a nice way to incorporate these different textures, whether that's leather in my case. I don't think we're gonna change into drastic chunky shoes. I think we're gonna be consistent with this more sleek silhouette. I guess also this more polished leather, very like chic and sophisticated, and been eyeing them from Gucci, or even ones that are just simply black. I think it plays into the black overall all black look, or like all black brown look I was mentioning earlier, so it all sort of just ties together. And last but not least is double layering. I'm really excited for this. I've been seeing it in the runways where people wear like 2 cardigans, for example. I would wear 2 of this top, and I just think it's so interesting. I love it. It's so refreshing to me. It is somewhat similar to the trend of layering, wearing a tank top with like a long sleeve or whatnot, just layering tees. But this time, because it's fall and winter, we can layer jackets or cardigans or button-ups. I just think it's so cool, like different contrasts you can play with and the different colors. I just think that is just so cool and fun, and I'm really excited to try to work with that. Again, it's somewhat pretty practical, I would say. You don't have to go all out. You have these items in your wardrobe, so layering in a different way for the fall I think will be so cool. But yeah, that is all that I have on my list today. I really had a lot of fun getting back into the swing of things of fashion related videos. I think that's what you guys like, and I'm gonna hone into that and find, you know, my sort of fun again. Please let me know what you're gonna wear or what trends you're not gonna wear. Maybe I'll do another video of what I'm not gonna wear. So thumbs up this video if it helped, or so you can save it for later. or yeah, subscribe. I'll talk to you in my next video.